everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've all decided to join me today. So today we're going to make a card using our Fun Fold template that we made on Tuesday during Template Tuesday. And it's a pretty simple card. Just takes a little bit of pattern paper and one piece of cardstock actually. And let's go ahead and get started. So while I'm getting this all ready here, if I could ask you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate it if you did. I am trying to grow this channel and our community, and I would love to have you join us. So we're going to start today with a piece of early espresso that is 4 1/4 by 11. I have scored this at 5 1/2, and we are now going to do a little bit of cutting. So I'm going to bring in the paper trimmer. On this 11-inch side, we're going to off of one of these, so we're going to use this as the front here. We're going to cut first at 1 1/2. So we're going to line this up at 1 1/2, and we're going to slice that off, and then we're going to do 2 1/2, and I'm going to slice that off, and that's all the cutting we need to do. So we'll get that out of the way. So we're left with this. And we're going to use both of these pieces here. So next we have a piece for the inside. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This is actually, oh my goodness, what is this? Basic beige. So we're going to use that for our inside. So let's go ahead and get that down if we could here. I'm going to see how much glue we have left and if we have enough to get through this. I have some more on order. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this centered up just like that. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to put this back this way. Now, we also need some pattern paper. So I've got 2 of these pieces. These are 1 1/4 by 4. I'm using the Nature Walk patterned paper for this, and real quick I kind of show you this paper. It's very outdoorsy, which is good, which makes this kind of look very masculine to me, because there's like no flowers, none of that stuff. It's just kind of plain but kind of bold in its color here. So let's see, we're going to use this piece, both sides, and let's see, that's about it. So, kind of a pretty paper pack. So we've got 2 pieces here, like I said, that are 1 1/4 by 4, and the other piece of paper, pattern paper that we have is this, and this is 2 1/4 by 4. So let's go ahead, and this is going to go on here. One of these is going to go here, and the other one's going to go right here. So let's get this down. So we're going to take this and center this up on this little flap that we have left here. So just like that, looks pretty good. Let's give that a good press down. And then we're going to put the same piece here on the bottom, or what's going to go at the bottom here. So on this piece of cardstock, I like this design because it uses, like, once you cut this paper in half, your cardstock in half, you use the entire piece that you've cut, which is nice, no leftovers. Then this piece, we're going to put some glue on here, and this is going to go down here at the bottom. So right along here, we'll just line this up with the edges, so like that. Give that a press. Okay, so we've got this. Now let's put this piece of pattern paper onto this cardstock, making sure that we're putting the writing the right direction. So just like that. And we'll give that a good press. And then this piece is going to get put on here. So just like this. So I'm going to line this up here and try to see if I can get like an even amount of space here and here. And once I am happy with where that is, and I also am trying to center left or right as well. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm just going to hang on to this right here so I know I have to put glue, not down any further than my finger, because I do not want to glue our card shut, because that would be awful. So I'm going to lay that back down there. And let's just check and make sure there's no glue there, so it looks pretty good. And we'll give that a good press. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's go ahead and get our stamping done. So I have a couple of pieces here. This I cut from the Nature, let's see, what is it called? Nature Symphony dies. So it's this little piece right here. Kind of looks like a piece of wood, like a piece of driftwood. So we're going to use that down here. And then I cut 2 other pieces of pattern paper. This did not come from the Nature's Walk paper set. I was trying to find something else that went with this color set, and there wasn't anything else in that paper pack, so I dug around and found something in my stash that would go with it. So this, and this that we're going to stamp on all came from the Stylish Shapes dies. So let's go ahead and do our stamping. We're going to stamp in Early Espresso. We are going to use stamps from the Nature's Symphony stamp set. I'm going to do this tiny little thank you here, which fits perfectly in our little banner. And You Make Me Smile on the inside. So let's ink up our thank you. Now this is one of those tiny stamps. So even though it's photopolymer, you have to be kind of careful with the pressure that you use, because it will distort the letters because they're so tiny. So let's line that up. And we're going to get this down here, and I'm just barely going to give it a little pressure. And that was as crooked can be. Oh my goodness. All right, let me try that again. That was not good. I knew I was doomed from the beginning. Let me cut a new banner right quick. Luckily, I still have out the basic beige that I used to cut it in. So let me just cut us another one, and we will try that again. That's also the problem with using these tiny little ones. Sometimes the static cling gets to you. It moves it before you can get it down. All right, let's try that one more time. Okay, so let's line this up. Okay, now, so we're going to go straight down. Hopefully that's straight. I have a feeling it's not, but close enough. All right, we're going to go with that. And then on the inside, we're going to do our You Make Me Smile. So I'm going to ink this up. We're going to line that up. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that wherever we put our sentiment, it's going to fall underneath of our little piece here, because we want it to be covered up. So you could do this stamping before you put this piece down, because I know this is kind of risky, but in order to make sure I have it where it's going to be covered up, I decided this was easiest. But you know, you can do whatever makes you feel good. So there we go. That looks pretty good. Perfect. All right, let's get our last pieces on here. So this driftwood piece is going to go down first. So let me get some glue back out here. Now, what we need to do is make sure that we don't put glue. The entire cluster is kind of going to be to the right-hand side. So I need to make sure I don't put glue over here. So we kind of need to keep the glue this direction from this little point right here. So I'm just going to put just a little bit down here. Try not to get too much on it because it is kind of like it has the slits in it and the glue tends to ooze out if you're not careful. So we're just going to put this right down here at the bottom like that. Okay, that looks really good. And then our 2 pieces of pattern paper, I'm going to take scissors and I'm just going to cut off one side of the banner on each one of them. So this one's going to go there, and we're going to cut this off. I'm going to turn this around so that the banner piece, the banner end that we have left is on opposite ends. So we'll put this darker piece down first. And this was a piece of paper that came out of a scrapbooking workshop kit, and it was like one of the specialty papers, and so it was a one-sided piece. It wasn't two-sided. So we're going to put this one down here. And again, you have to be careful with not getting glue too far over this way. Looks like we're good. And then this one is going to go here. So I want to get glue maybe like right here, no further than that. And we're going to put that one right here. And let's scoot that over just a little bit because we're going to fall off the edge of our card if we're not careful. Okay, so let's see. That looks pretty good like that. Now, last but not least, we've got our little thank you. I'm going to pop it up on some mini dimensionals. So we're going to take this, put a couple of these little things down here, give it a little bit of height, which is, you know, good to give your card a little bit of interest. And we're going to put that right down, kind of centered up in our cluster there. Just like that. Okay, now last but not least, we're going to put some of these faux bronze pentagons that were also in this Nature's Walk set, or Nature's Symphony, I guess. And we're going to use a couple of these. So we're going to take one of the big ones here, and we'll put here. I think I need to get a little bit more of the putty out of the end of my tool here. I'm going to take one of these and put here, and one more down here. And there is our thank you card. Alright, so let's take a look at the others that I made. So out of this same Nature Walk paper pack, I did one in the green that was in the paper. So same sentiments on the outside, on the inside. And then I dug around in my stash and pulled out some of the blue paper here. I think this came from that product of the month, the True Blues, I think it was called, back in January or February, I forget now. So I got that one. And then I pulled back out our Cute as a Bug paper, and I made one out of it as well. Although there's no bugs on it, but still. Very pretty. So, again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video, and leave me a comment and let me know which one is your favorite. I'm kind of partial to this one. I like those colors, but that's just me. And I will be back in a day or so with another paper pumpkin alternative for February. My March kit came this week, so I'm anxious to get on with February so we can move on to March. So I will see you all then. Have a crafty evening. Bye.